The appreciation of an object of beauty is not just in the eye of the beholder, but also in their hands. It's not just children who instinctively want to touch beautiful objects. When your hand meets a velvety wood surface, a positive sensation arises that can be described by one word: quality. The Kirjes sanding system enables everyone to bring their creative work to perfection. See and feel the smooth sanding that these inflatable sanders achieve. Difficult profiles are no problem for the Kirjes system. This gentle sanding is the basic requirement for achieving a quality surface and epitomizes the Kirjes sanding system. Kirjes is a complete integrated sanding system for detailed and fine work. All Kirjes sanders are filled with air through a hole in the drive shaft. It is essential that only original Kirjes sanding cloth sleeves are used to ensure the maximum effectiveness. Pump the sanders with just a little air. This is important to achieve the optional smoothness when sanding. Normally, only sufficient air pressure is needed to secure to the sanding sleeve and to prevent it from wandering during sanding. Carry out a softness test in the following way. It must be easy to press the middle parts of the sander against the inner spindle. Alternatively, use a dowel with an approximate diameter of 10 millimeters or 3/8 of an inch and press it down in the center of the roller. The dowel must touch the inner spindle without too much force. As the lid has quite a rough surface, we have chosen to finish off forming the design using an 80 grit sanding sleeve. Try to sand and shape along the grain of wood as far as possible. So when the shaping is finished, we can quickly and easily change to a finer 150 grit sleeve. The Kirjes drum also works on a flat surface. It actually forms a flat surface to match the work's piece. Sanding this way is possible since the Kirjes sanders are soft right up to the edges. Now we have reached the most enjoyable part of the work. That is, when we sand up to a velvety surface. Working with grit 220 or finer, we can quickly feel how the velvety surface is developing. We also take care of fine-tuning the inside of the box. Here we can see the advantage of using the Kirjes roller's flat base. In other words, an inflatable sander without a protruding valve. The Kirjes sander will polish gently in the most difficult places. The inside of the lid is very coarse and follows the external shape of the lid. These surfaces are very difficult to sand. For this purpose, Kirjes has developed a unique product, the Kirjes Bowl Sander. Select an 80 grit sanding sleeve to level and finish off shaping the form. Make sure that the sanding sleeve locates securely against the rubber body. You can now easily sand this difficult surface. Here we have chosen to continue with grit 150. Note how quick and easy it is to change a sanding sleeve. This box will be used for sweets, so we carry out the final polishing on the inside too, using grit 220 or finer. Well polished, velvety wood surfaces that are treated with oil and wax are easy to keep clean. When treating with oil and also with lacquer, the wood's fibers naturally rise up a little. These undulations can be polished away using a fine sanding sleeve such as 320 grit after the oil or lacquer has dried. Finally, a further layer of oil or lacquer is applied. The advantage of working with a flexible shaft is that you can see exactly where to apply the sanding surface. The Kirjes sanding system includes a top-quality flexible shaft which is rated for continuous use. With our quiet motor, you can work comfortably while time just trickles by. The Kirjes motor offers many different ways to work. You can easily fill our sanders with air using the Kirjes hand pump. The Kirjes sanders literally fit like a hand in glove for many types of sculptures. Billowing, curvaceous, irregular convex, and concave surfaces can be formed and polished up using Kirjes to the velvety surface that pleases both the eye and the hand. There are often many details in small furniture or wood items that normally demand endless polishing by hand during furniture renovation. The first Kirjes sander was created to polish the upper back section of an armchair that would otherwise have been done by hand, since the many other types of sanders cannot handle this intricate task. The sanding cloth material used for the Kirjes sanders is highly flexible and of the very best quality. As the sanders are both round and soft, the tendency for them to be clogged by dust and resin is very small compared, for example, with rotating paper. However, we also recommend using a grinding belt cleaner to prolong the working life. Cleaning regularly between sanding ensures that one Kirjes sanding sleeve equates to approximately 10 to 15 rotating paper sanding discs. For sanding turn bowls in greenwood that become slightly oval, the Kirjes bowl sander is unbeatable. The average craftsman devotes an immense amount of time to hand sanding and polishing. Think about yourself. Perhaps you make toys, or make holes in handles, or even metal objects. Did we mention that Kirjes grinding material copes with grinding metal? Kirjes is a well-balanced sanding system where each component and design detail complements one another in a surprisingly efficient way. Try it and see for yourself how well it works. Kirjes, the only complete grinding, sanding, and polishing system.